What is up, people of the internet? This is Brownstone here coming to you with a new video. I hope you all are having an awesome day. And, yeah, the title speaks for itself. I've just come to a revelation. Okay, let's start off. So, the premiere of the first Owl House special for season 3, thanks to them, is mere days away. Or rather, nights away, kinda. If we want to be consistent. And, it's it's coming with a little less. It's coming with a little less fanfare than previous seasons, let's say. And there's still hype for it. There's still tons of hype, but it's a little less fanfare than before. I think that's because viewers know this is the end. Like, there's gonna be no more seasons after this. Season 3 is gonna be the final season, and it's gonna be, and that means Lu's Adventures will be over. We will have no more Lumity. No more Lumity. Oh, no. So, yeah, I can understand why people are really disappointed by this, but hear me out. Hear me out, guys. What if I told you that the Owl House being cancelled is actually a good thing? Okay, now, before you dislike the video, before you unsubscribe, hear me out. Because I did not come to this revelation lightly. I've been openly critical of the Owl House being canceled. I've chalked this up to one of Disney's biggest mistakes, even though I'm a huge defender of Disney. I've always chalked this up to a massive mistake on their part that I'll never forgive them for, and I will still never forgive them for that. However, what if this is actually a good thing, and it has to do with the story being told, and also its sister show, Amphibia. Yeah, wait, hold up. Why am I bringing Amphibia in this? This is an Owl House video. Well, it's because, if you guys remember, or the Owl House season 2 finale, King's Tide, it ended a lot like True Colors, and a lot of people were ripping on the show being, or ripping the finale apart, kind of. They weren't really bashing it. They were just like, oh, this is like a ripoff of True Colors. It ended kind of. I think this was always Dana Terrace's plan, and just happened to cross over because it's such a good finale. I'd argue True Colors did this kind of better. Really, because he had the emotional core and stuff. The emotional core doesn't really in King's Tide doesn't really come until Bellos enacts his plan. Then everything's bad. But like you in True Colors, you had time to interact with the characters and stuff. So that makes Marcy being stabbed a first for Disney animation. They're growing up. Yeah, all the more heart wrenching. Now, King's Sacrifice still is heart wrenching, and I still get tears over that. But it's like you got time to know each character, and so what am I saying? I'm speaking at 10:30. Back to the video. So both finales end with Luz and her friends, Ulu's friends, and the Planters back on Earth. Both end with the main protagonist in the human realm, with the characters displaced. Kind of in Amphibia, we have the Planters, and in the Owl House we have Amity, Willow, Gus, Hunter, and am I missing anybody else? I'm probably missing somebody. But yeah, so then Luz shows up to her mom's house, and we already know the intro, so we already know the first 3 minutes how things are gonna play out. Oh, kinda. And the openings is like this montage and stuff. So the reason why I think that the Owl House season 3 being shortened is a good thing is because of Amphibia. Amphibia season 3 was loaded with a lot of filler episodes. If you guys are still with me, hear me out. Amphibia was loaded with a lot of filler episodes of the Planters getting adjusted to life on Earth and different shenanigans. And while that would have been cool to see an Owl House, really, like there's I'm gonna play a bit of devil's advocate here, and say that it would have been even more cool than Amphibia to see Amity lose, Gus, Willow, Hunter, etc. And their different shenanigans on Earth. Especially there was so much story potential for that, really. And that's the reason why I can't forgive Disney for that. But because the two have so similar plots, this in turn makes Owl House avoid that retread. Now, King's Fight was already retreading a lot from True Colors. So, what makes this decision to shorten season 3 a good one is that Dana Terrace and the team can cut right to the point. We want to see Luz and her friends return to the boiling isles. We want to see them take on the Collector and defeat him. So we want to see that, and the crew know that. So because the show is cut to only 3 45-minute specials, this allows the crew to really bookend their story in a way that doesn't have any filler. We have time to build up to that final battle. Because what I think is going to happen, thanks to them, is that Luz and her friends will succeed in getting back to the Boiling Isles. Like, we'll have a bit of time on Earth. I'm pretty sure we'll have a bit of time on Earth. But at the end of the special, they return to the Boiling Isles. So the second special, the next special can be Luz and her friends reuniting with, like, Luz reuniting with Ida, Rain, and all the other, because the other witches, they survive the Day of Unity. The only thing Ida got was her arm chopped off. Or was it Rain? I forgot. What am I saying? It's 10:30. But the point is, there's still plenty of potential to salvage this season. Is it unfortunate that it's cut short? Yes, but it avoids that retread. Oftentimes, as a writer, I like to a writer and filmmaker, I like to switch things up and stuff, make everything feel unique. And this opportunity allows the Owl House to really form its own identity from Amphibia, because we don't want to see the same thing again. Is it heading in a familiar direction? Yes, but the Owl House has the potential to make the final Boiling Isles episodes better than Amphibia. Because a lot of people were saying that the first half of season 3 of Amphibia on Earth was not their favorite. That they skipped over that and stuff, and it's mainly considered filler. So here, the Owl House has the opportunity to avoid that. It can really carve its own identity. We can focus more on Hunter's fears of being a clone of Caleb, like Grimwalker and stuff, and we can focus on Luz's guilt, kind of stuff. Because I believe with the first 3 minutes there will be some emotional moments and stuff. We have 45 minutes, I believe. So there is time to touch on this, and because we can cut out all the filler, it allows for the more emotional moments and character arcs to really stick. Essentially, you're cutting off half of season 3. So you're cutting off half of what would essentially be a retread of Amphibia, and you're really allowing this show to come into its own, really, because the stakes are different here from Amphibia. It may be similar, but there are differences. Belos is a different villain from Andreas, and the Collector is a different villain from Darcy. I'm gonna make that parallel. The Collector is basically Darcy, so yeah. So yeah, instead of the banter between Darcy and Andreas, we have the Collector being more of a controlling villain, and then we have Bellows coming back in some form. By the images I've seen, it looks like Hunter gets possessed by Bellows. Spoilers. So that's gotta be something that's pretty interesting. If Bellows can go around possessing people, imagine what he'll do. Like as the crew gears towards the final battle. Bellows goes around possessing people, and it makes it harder for Luz and her friends to get the job done. Now that's already a unique path that the Owl House can forge away from Amphibia, because Amphibia didn't have that. The core possessed Darcy, and then the core remained as Darcy until the final episode. So there's just so much potential for the story to deviate. Hey, one of the main hookups I had with King's Tide was that it felt like a retread or a retread of True Colors, only an Owl House version. So ultimately, the way the Owl House can deviate away from that and not feel like a retread and avoid that backlash is ending its story in a tight, concise way. No filler. No filler. Just cut right to the point. Give audiences what they want to see. And that'll ultimately make the Owl House a stronger show in that regard. It'll be tragic because it's supposed to go on longer, and I think there was plans for further seasons down the line. But ultimately, I think the story can end in a nice, concise way. Right. Essentially, as another YouTuber said, Cartoonushi, I think the Owl House. Think of the three specials as the Owl House movie. You have 2.5 hours. It can really end in a satisfying way. Again, credits to Cartoonushi for giving me that kind of revelation. So yeah, ending the Owl House in 3 45-minute specials may not be such a bad thing after all. I've been critical of this decision for a long time. I was worried, like, oh no, they might have to cut things short. And while it looks like they are cutting something short, it looks like they're cutting the right stuff. Would it have been cool to see Amity and losing her friends on Earth interacting stuff? Yes, but we have the comics for that, and we can also make our own fan fictions and stuff for that. What we want to see is the final battle. We want to see Bellows and the Collector defeated. We want to see how the story ends, because by the way things are set up, the Owl House can end differently than Amphibia did. Amphibia ended with the crew back on Earth and stuff. But what if this show ends like Star versus the Forces of Evil? I know people didn't like that ending, but it might actually work here, because Luz still feels torn between these two worlds and stuff. If it ends just like Amphibia, I'm gonna be disappointed. I really want this show to carve its own destiny. What if Luz can visit the two worlds whenever she wants and stuff? That way, because she feels kind of out of place on Earth, whenever she seeks solace, she can go to the Boiling Isles. And her mother seems and Camila seems to be okay with that, right? So, what if it ends like that, and it ends with Luz carving her own talisman. I think the talisman finally hatches or something, and then she carves her own destiny. It ends with Luz finally feeling at peace as the bridge between two worlds. What am I saying? I'm getting to what if scenarios again. I really hope it ends like this, but if it doesn't, I'm sure it'll end perfectly. Because of the retread, I do believe that the decision to cut season 3 short was ultimately for the best. The montage was all we needed to see. Now we can cut to the now we can cut to the juicy stuff. So, yeah, maybe the Owl House ending prematurely may not be such a bad thing after all. Now, obviously, I'm still going to be campaigning, continue the Owl House, because there is potential for a spin-off series focus on young Ida and stuff, which is pretty cool. pretty cool. I'd love to see that. So obviously you're still gonna see me campaigning for Save the Owl House or continue the Owl House. I am not stopping this movement. I'm not gonna continue. I'm not gonna stop campaigning for this because there is potential for this story to go on beyond the main show. So whether it be in books, comics, official comics, spin-off series, or what. But what I'm saying is, the main story can end perfectly. They can end the series in a tight, concise way. That feels like a mini movie or movie of some sorts. So it's like, think of it like that. Kind of like how Steven Universe ended with the movie up until Steven Universe Future happened. So yeah, I mean, who knows what the future holds. Again, the premiere is like days away. I am really excited for it. I cannot wait to watch that episode. I've been following Owl House since the beginning, so I cannot wait to see how the story is. I've watched this series since the very first episode, all the way up to this point. I've watched the characters mature. I've watched the story progress. I've seen all the plot twists, the dramatic moments, the emotional moments, all the characters and their interactions and stuff. I really want this story to end in the way that it was that is meant to, and I do believe it still has the potential to do that, even with this setback. Also, can we take a moment to admire this poster? I still can't believe how good it looks. It looks so dark and stuff. How did Disney approve this? Looks like an action movie. Oh my gosh. But yeah. But yeah, poster looks great. Guys, don't be worried. I do believe there's potential in this series to end. I know I've been kind of comparing the two shows this whole video, but that's really what caused me to have this revelation in the first place. So, yeah, I believe in the crew. They can pull that off. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all later.